Eyup everyone, I hope you're all doing alright. So today we're going to be building a set of townhouses, and I actually got inspiration from Pinterest for this build, kind of. The first, like the main house that I actually furnish and decorate, I got inspiration from Pinterest for that one. I'm trying to think how to like word it and explain it. I've had a break, okay? If I don't know how to talk, it's because I had a week off talking where the only thing that I ever really said was to my partner to ask if he could get me a drink and paracetamol. So if I don't know how to speak, it's because I'm a bit out of practice. But yeah, the first townhouse, the main one, the one on the left, the biggest one, that's the one that I've furnished. I decided to leave the one on the right, the smallest one, empty, just for the sake of gameplay. I were going to decorate it, I were going to furnish it, I thought why not? But then I thought, do you know what, actually I'll just leave it empty, because for the sake of uploading it to gallery, it's going to be a bit awkward to play if both houses are furnished. But if you do want to furnish it, feel free to furnish it and then re-upload it if you want. Just gives credit in the description. You don't have to like let me know, or you can just do it. I'll have a look if anybody bothers to do it. But yeah, you can furnish the right one if you do want to do that. But I decided to leave it empty because if you do ever play in like a house or in a lot that's like got two houses, sometimes your Sims will want to go to like next door and use the objects in there. But if you do decide to play in this house and you want to furnish it, it is possible. You just need to lock the doors for like specific Sims. It's just a bit complicated because how you lock doors in the game, you kind of lock it for specific Sims rather than, so say if you had two families and you had like John and Jane Smith with a little kid, and then I can't think of a default last name. Then you had John and Jane Jones living next door. They're all classed as like one household, so you wouldn't be able to like separate them like really. You know what I mean? So it's a bit complicated. So if you do want to furnish the smaller house, feel free to do it, I don't mind. But I decided to just leave it empty for the sake of gameplay and uploading it to gallery and for the average person that's going to download it. Anyway, that went on longer than it needed to. So yeah, I got inspiration from Pinterest for the left house, and then the right house I just kind of like stuck it on. When I was planning this build, I were just going to do like a singular townhouse, but there was just something about it. I thought it just needs a little sibling attached to it. It just needs a little friend, you know what I mean, to just make it a bit more interesting to look at. And I initially started building the house in Brightchester on the lot that's got, I can't even remember what it's called, but there's a lot there. I've built on it before. The first time I ever did some townhouses, I did 3 actually, and I did those empty as well, but I did like a 3-story townhouse. I built on that lot before in Brightchester, but I was looking for like a different lot. I wanted like a different world and a different sort of feel to the house. So I was looking in San Myshuno, and I forgot that there's like regular lots. It's not just apartments in San Myshuno. So I decided to build on this lot that's usually a lounge or a karaoke bar, and I think it's in the Spice District, I believe. I'll write it in the description, but I'm pretty sure it's in the Spice District. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I really enjoyed doing the exterior. I definitely wanted it to have that typical sort of London townhouse feel to it. I had a look at a lot of different pictures before I settled on one. Even though it did inspire the build, I wouldn't say I like copied it, or like, I don't think you'd be able to look at the picture and go, oh yeah, you can tell that she used that one, because I did change a couple of things. It's mostly like the colour scheme. That the picture that I was looking at had a different roof. It had like a typical, I don't know what the roof is called, but you know where it kind of, I'm going to try and explain what I mean, but the only way I can describe it is by doing it with my hands, and because you can't see my hands, I'll put up a picture of what I mean, but it had that sort of roof, and I didn't want that sort of roof because I thought it just, I don't know, I just didn't want to. But yeah, anyway, I used 4 expansion packs for this one. I used Get Together, City Living, Cottage Living, and Dsicover University. And yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed doing the exterior. I did a lot of planning before. I mean, I always do that when I do a build. I did a lot of planning before I actually sat down to record it, and I did a lot of like back and forth with the windows. I didn't know if I wanted it to look like identical, like have both houses have the same windows, same doors, but I quite like the decision that I ended up like settling on, where they've got different windows, different doors, and the slightly different size as well. So yeah, like I said, I do like how it turned out, and I think it's definitely better than the first townhouse that I ever did. That first townhouse, when I did that, I was so proud of it, and I look at it now and I'm just like, oh, I don't like it. I'm a bit like, did I build that? I'm not really sure what I was thinking, but yeah, I mean, at the time I did think it were alright, but I don't know, I think my building skills have come on quite a bit, and who knows, maybe in a year's time I'll look back on this house and just think, ew, that is ugly, but you never know. But yeah, anyway, doing the interior now, and for the sort of vibe that I wanted it to be quite, what is the word for it, like dark woods and some like bright, like light wallpaper, kind of, if that makes sense. So like for this room I wanted like the dark wood flooring, dark wood furniture, and then like, because it's a smaller bedroom, to have like a bright white, not bright white, but like a white wallpaper. And then I went with this like base game panelled wallpaper for downstairs as well. Like I wanted it to have that sort of posh feel to it, because I think townhouses are quite posh, and if you don't know what posh means, is posh like an English word, like from England, or like a British word? I don't know, I don't think it is, maybe it is, but if you don't know what posh means, it's just basically like rich people, I guess, but you can be posh but not rich. So like, to me as a northerner, anybody that's got a southern accent sounds posh, apart from people that have a Cockney accent, because I think the Cockney accent is very like typical working class sounding, and that's not this, by the way, that's a positive thing, because working class people are the best people, obviously. But yeah, like people that have, you know, like if you imagine how the Queen speaks, like that's posh, and people that like, I don't know, have a China set, you know, I don't know if that's counts as being posh, but to me it is, as somebody that grew up in the north and from a working class family, you know, with the sort of people that go Gianna to somebody rather than going, oh, give over doing that, or whatever it is posh people say. Like that's the vibe that I wanted for the interior, a little bit posh, and just to look a bit like it's expensive. Like I don't know, I don't even know like how to describe it. I hope I'm not like annoying people with how I'm trying to describe stuff, because I don't know, sometimes I feel like I have this thing, right, when I was a kid, a lot of adults in my life, teachers, parents, grandparents, elder relatives, would just be like, spit it out, will you? Like, because I would just waffle on. And sometimes in my speed build, which I understand, and I happen to have had a kid that is very similar to me, they do tend to waffle on and talk a lot. They tend to go all the way around the street just to get to next door. You know what I mean? Like one of them type of people. I'm also the same, or I definitely were as a kid. I don't know if I'm still like it, but because I had that a lot growing up from adults, it's a little bit of childhood trauma for you. Not really, like it's just a light-hearted thing, but because I had it a lot growing up where people would be like, just spit it out, like you're saying a lot of words just to say one thing. Now when I record speed build, sometimes I'm a bit like, maybe I talked a little bit too much just to say that one thing. But you know what, that's what I'm like as a person. I'm trying to work on not pretending that I'm not myself, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to work on self-acceptance and just being myself. And I think if I start with that as my channel, not that I've just started, I've been doing this for a year, but I think if I don't know, if I start off fully being myself, then I never have to go through that phase where I have to like go, oh, all along I was putting on a front and this is what I'm really like. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Which, if you're able to do that, you should definitely be yourself at all times, because, you know, if people don't like you, that's okay. You don't have to be liked by everybody. And I'm definitely not somebody that's liked by everybody. And when I was like younger, I used to find that, I mean, I'm 28 now, but when I was younger, I used to find that really like upsetting. And if somebody didn't like me and they didn't tell me why, they'd just be like, oh, you're a weirdo, or I don't like you, or you're a freak. That's what I used to get told a lot, you're a freak. If I didn't really understand why, I used to find it like really like upsetting, which I guess you do as a kid. It's not nice being told that somebody don't like you. But I've definitely carried that with me as I've got older, because a lot of people didn't like me and stuff when I was, you know, when I went to college and stuff. people would pick up that I were different and they would say like, oh, you know, you're a bit of a weirdo, or I would like say stuff that's a little bit like strange, maybe a bit over the top, or a bit like too much information, and people would say like, I would hear back off others like, oh yeah, so and so, yeah, they said they don't like you, and I'd be like, why? They're like, I don't know, they just said they don't like you. And I used to find that like so upsetting and stuff. So it's kind of weird to have a YouTube channel and to like put yourself on the internet and stuff. Not so much with like YouTube, I don't find it as like worrying, but with Twitch definitely, because your face is there and you're right there, like somebody can say it at any time. Whereas with YouTube, like I don't see my comments immediately, and I've never really got any that are like horrible. The worst comment I've ever got, like the ones I consider like the worst ones, they go into held for review straight away because they're usually pretty like a bit harsh, and I guess YouTube picks up on that. Not always. I have had a couple that I've had to delete because they're just not nice. Usually about like, oh, I had one where it was like, no one gives a shit that you're fucking gay, and I was just like, whoa, well you clearly do because you've got like annoyed about it. But like I had a comment like that very, very early on, and that got held for review straight away. So yeah, where were I going with this point? I don't know where I was talking about posh people, but anyway, I'm gonna talk about more about the build, seeing as we're getting near the end of it. See, that's another thing I do quite a lot, and I am sorry if there's nothing I can do about it. I've got ADHD. What, you know, I can't help it. I'll go on this like big tangent and I'll talk about something quite passionately, so I do care about it, but then I'll be like, why was I talking about this? What led me to like think of all this? And then sometimes I feel like the point gets lost because I forgot why I brought it up. So sorry if that's frustrating. I've heard from other people that it's annoying, and it annoys myself. It does annoy me, and it annoys me when other people do it, but what can you do? This is what my brain is like. But yeah, anyway, just doing the back garden I think now, yeah. And I decided to do like a little extension because like I said, it's like a posh house. The extension's not very big. I were going to make it a little bit bigger, but I thought, do you know what, it'll do. It serves as just a TV room. When I was first building it, I were going to do it as a just like a sitting room with nothing in it, but I thought, do you know what, pop a TV on wall, because I didn't manage to put one in like the main living room of the house because I put that big fireplace there. So it's just a TV room. Bit of an awkward TV room, like, because there's a lot of windows, and then I put like a glass roof, so that I imagine there'd be a lot of glare on the TV. But it's The Sims, it's not real life. There is no glare in The Sims 4. And if there is, Sims don't give a shit about it. They're just like, whatever, I'm just gonna watch this. But yeah, just a little TV room. And then for the back garden, I just did like a basic back garden. I thought they had a decent size space, like they've got like space to do things, you know, for activities and whatever. So I just put down what did I put down? Sun lounges and some plants and little place to sit and eat, barbecue area. But yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I do actually want to play in this house, but I have nothing, like I don't have a particular sim that I'd want to live here, so I might pop it to one side for the Not So Berry challenge, which I'm going to be recording. I don't know if I want to start recording it on Thursday or record it tomorrow. I'm thinking potentially to record it tomorrow and skip streaming and then just stream on Friday instead, because I'm going to get back to streaming this week as well. But Wednesday streams, I'm going to start having them as Sims 4 building streams. So if you want to watch me building live, feel free to pop to my channel for that. My Twitch channel is just twitch.tv/HutchPlays with 2 S's. Also, I've just changed my Instagram name to HutchPlays, just one word. It used to have like a full stop in the middle of it, and I'm really annoyed that I can't do that for Twitch. I hate having the 2 S's, but it's like, well, what can you do? I might put like an underscore because the underscore is available, but I don't know. Maybe I will. I just don't like the look of having like a random symbol in your name. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now that I've said that, someone's probably gonna steal that name, so I won't be able to have it. So maybe I should do it before I post the video. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing I think I'll record Not So Berry tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. And also, if anybody has any Sims that they've made and they would like them to be part of the series as like potential, you know, love interests or whatever else, feel free to let me know in comments, or if you tag me in them on Instagram. I'm trying to think the best way to show me if you've done that. But yeah, you don't have to make a sim for it. But if you've made any and you want me to include them in the series, then let me know and I'll use them, you know, even if they're just like friends or whatever, because I don't always have time to like sit and make a ton of sims. It takes me ages to make sims because I'm so like awkward with it. I go back and forth with the outfits a lot. So yeah, it would be easier for me to just download a bunch off the gallery. But yeah, any sims that I do download from other people, I will give credit to in the description and everything, and I'll put you a little gallery thing as well. But yeah, gonna be recording that tomorrow. Really excited for it. I've not done any Sims 4 like proper gameplay for a long time. I don't remember the last time I actually played the game, to be honest. It's got to be like a month ago. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think it's got to be over a month ago. Apart from like playtesting, I guess playtesting counts. And I did like get some footage for my last video as well. But other than that, I've not really played it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I might get a couple more mods before, so I don't know. Maybe I'll add some mods while I'm playing. I'm going to be using one mod. It's the Woohoo Wellness Pregnancy Overhaul, whatever it's called. I'll link that in the description when I'm playing. I'm not going to put it in this video because it don't make sense, but whatever mods I use are always in the description anyway, like if they're relevant to that video. Like cast videos, I have cast mods, like the standstill mod and my cast background, and then building, I'll put my building mods. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap up the voiceover now. I'm probably talking over screenshots knowing me. Sometimes I am, you know, sometimes I have to cut out a bunch of like shit that I'm talking because I'm well over like the screenshots. I'm at the end of the video and I'm still talking, but I'm going to shut up and I'm going to leave you with the screenshots. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and yeah, it's probably one of my favourite builds I've done for a while actually. So yeah, I hope that you liked it as well, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye!